As we are set for football at Hard Rock Stadium in Miami Gardens. Today we hit Week 10, and we've got a good one in store between the Las Vegas Raiders and the Miami Dolphins. The shadow's starting to get a bit longer. Week 10 of the NFL season is here, and we're underway on EA Sports. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25.
Here we go.
On the ground, it's Jacobs to start the drive. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. Gotta like that start. 14 yards to get him going. Plays like that will really help this offense settle in here on the road.
And when you go on the road, you also have to deal with the fans as well. And when you have those types of runs, that'll settle them back into their seats.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Once again, it's Jacobs. Up from the secondary to make the tackle, Jalen Ramsey. And, Charles, you look at this defense, they were a very loose group coming into the week, knowing they kind of had the upper hand going into this one, taking on a team that hasn't won in a month and a half.
And that works well for you if you establish your dominance early in the game against a team that's struggling. But if somehow they fashion some plays together early, knock them back on their heels, that looseness can be used against them. Then they're trying to scramble to make sure they get their game right.
Here's 2nd and 8. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Jalen Phillips, the former first-rounder, getting in there for the sack. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Jerome Baker. And he will bring it back. It's a pick 6 and a Dolphins touchdown. The CD, these two teams barely off the buses, and this defense already has a sack and now the interception and the pick 6 to take the lead.
Partner, you have to think that this was part of their game plan coming in because they wanted to embrace an aggressive mindset and attack on defense. They were trying to force that play miscue. Now it's like the plan worked to perfection.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6, and now the kick is away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. Now remember, they were just out here a moment ago through the pick 6, so we'll see if they can take better care of the football this go-around.
Yeah, and sometimes, partner, I think it's almost better that you just throw the pick 6 and you come right back out on the field. You're not over on the sidelines dwelling for it for very long. You're not hearing everyone say, oh, hey, you'll get them next time. Hey, don't worry about it. All that stuff just goes right out the window. You're right back out on the field with a chance to atone.
The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. On play action, they'll throw. He rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Brandon Jones picking it off. And the Dolphins are going to take possession of the football.
A tough adjustment to the NFL throughout his rookie season, and his problem with turnovers is only exacerbated by his early showing today. That's a couple for him here in this first half, and he's cleared the double-digit mark for the entire season.
And he is going to lose yardage here. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness, he's the whole package. And that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. From the gun, it's Tua. Got his man, Robbie Anderson. And he'll be out just a yard or two shy of the 30. That one good for 13 and a Dolphin first down. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. He can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure at the passer.
To throw again on second down. Tua. And all the way in for a Miami touchdown. A great play there. With a lucky number 13 touchdowns now on the year. And the Dolphins have taken a 2-touchdown lead now. Extra point up and good by Sanders. And it's now 14-0. Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. This will be brought out from the middle of the end zone. And he's probably realizing he should have stayed in the end zone as he can only muster a return to the 14-yard line. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And job one here, Charles, just keep possession of the football. 2 drives, 2 turnovers to this point.
You're exactly right, Doctor. Hippocratic oath. First, do no harm.
And here's another interception, the third of this first quarter. Picked up by Xavier Howard. And the Dolphins are going to take possession of the football. Certainly not what he was hoping for, Charles. That's now 3 interceptions in this ball game.
But there's a lot of knowledge to be gleaned every time you throw an interception if you do things the right way. And hasn't there been a pretty darn good quarterback along the way who threw a lot of interceptions early, learned from them, and became great later?
Who would that be?
That'd be one Peyton Manning. Threw 28 his rookie year. That's the NFL record. How'd things turn out for him?
I think okay. He's the guy in all the commercials now, right?
Yeah, I think he's doing okay.
After the turnover, it's Tua. And that is incomplete.
That was nice work there defensively to force the incompletion. Now, even though this drive started in plus territory, they're still not in field goal range yet. So they can work towards another couple of stops and not allowing that turnover to hurt.
Steal. Check steal.
Play action. Now it's Tua. Out to his left. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up. He was out there waving his arms, and when you got a quarterback out of the pocket looking for any help, I guess waving the arms is helpful.
It certainly is, because you got to get his attention, because now you're in scramble drill. So everyone's adjusting their routes, finding open space, and he found the right spot for the completion.
Steal. Black. Black ultra.
Throwing is Tagovailoa on 3rd down here. Open man is Waddle, complete. And he's going to come up a few yards short of the first. They get him to the ground at the 37. And that's good for a gain of 6. And it'll be 4th down.
Well, we hear so often how tackling has become almost a lost art in the NFL game. But it's so important to tackle well on these receivers, especially in a play like this one. 3rd down, they gave him the underneath stuff. You got to go up and make the tackle right away.
Sanders' kick is good. And that'll make this 17-0 here in the opening quarter. They already had the early lead, and they get the interception, Charles, and now they add 3 more with the field goal.
Yeah, they're in control of how this game is playing out so far. You mentioned the early lead. Now they're expanding on it, getting plays on both sides of the ball. A winning recipe if they can keep this up.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive, because remember last time out, they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well, and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back. But make sure you're selective in doing so. Understand where you want to throw the football and make sure it's open before the ball leaves your hands.
So close. Couldn't get all the way in, knocking on the doorstep down to the 1. Nevertheless, fantastic run.
Not only that, this is where you wave to your replacement, go back to the bench. No way. I'm not coming out of this game. I got it down to the 1-yard line. I want to carry it in.
We'll see if they reward him on this next play. Here's Jacobs. And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down.
That was a terrific play, causing a loss. As a middle linebacker, simple. You can either fill holes or you can attack them, as he did there.
They'll run it with Jacobs, and this will result in him losing yardage back to the 3. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up third down.
I didn't have to stretch for this one. This is 4-down territory. They've got to get it in with the deficit that they're facing.
Absolutely. It's not the fourth quarter, but still, I think you can't be thinking 3 here.
Now, if you do that, you might as well go ahead and...
And he'll take it into the end zone for a Raider touchdown. A 3-yard touchdown run. And the Raiders are able to cut into that deficit. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And that'll cut the lead to 17-7. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21. The Dolphins at the line, ready for their next drive. Last time out, you remember their drive stalled, but thanks to their kicker, booted a long field goal to at least get him 3. Now here they'll try to do better and find the end zone.
And in our experience, how much fun is it for coaches to know that they've got a kicker who can nail it from long distance? Now, the hard part is, as an offensive play caller, you don't want that in your head too much where you're relying on it, and he goes out and gets the job done for them. But I'm quite sure he would be content to just kick extra points from here on out.
Yeah, absolutely no question. I think his teammates would be okay with him just kicking the extra points as well. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Tua going to throw. He's going to float this one deep right side. And incomplete on the deep ball. The Dolphins at 5-3 now on the year. They coming off the loss last time out, but they've been playing better than 500 ball the last couple of months, CD. 5 wins in their last 8 games.
And quite frankly, there wasn't a whole lot to draw on in the loss last week because they were dominating every phase of the game. You got to hope that they show a little more life in this one because they certainly didn't have it in their last outing. Quarterbacks work all the time on manipulating a defense with their eyes and their head movement. In this case, he just stared the receiver down. That allowed for excellent coverage, able to knock that one away.
Red, yellow. Red, cycle.
Throwing now is Tagovailoa. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And he can only manage to take this thing to the 38, well shy of the first down. Tagovailoa going for it on 4th down. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. And the Raiders are going to take possession of the football. Unfortunately for him, if last week was any indication, we knew a pick was coming at some point. Last week it was interception after interception, and here we go again.
We actually quit counting last week at a certain point because I thought I was going to run out of fingers, right? Because I'm not all that skilled as a mathematician. But you're right. It felt like a matter of time, and you got to think the guys on defense, they couldn't wait for this opportunity after what they saw on tape.
So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. Now whistles here, and I believe one of the Raider linemen might have been moving. That flag accepted, and it backs the offense up a little bit. They were looking good on second down, but now they're backed up 5 yards by the false start, and it's 2nd and 8. The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. Here's Renfro on the end around. And some room to work. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10. That one goes for 36 yards.
This is one of those plays that has an equal chance of either being a big gain or a big loss, but with the college influence, we're seeing more of these plays come into the NFL.
So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Jacobs going to try the middle. And a short pickup there down to about the 9. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Well, we talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot. He had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play.
It's a 4-yard pickup there, and it leaves them with 3rd and 5. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. Out of the gun now on 3rd down. And he'll just chuck this one up into row G. It's incomplete.
Like what I see so far out of this defense because they've been showing their best coverages on 3rd down. So far, only allowed 1 conversion on a handful of attempts. One area of their game plan that they've executed to perfection.
Carlson able to put this one through. So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
This taken in at the goal line. And he's going to get this across the 20 as he's out of bounds at the 23.
Let's go.
1st down Miami as they get set to start the drive.
And we'll see if they can bounce back from that last drive in particular, if they can bounce back at the quarterback position, Charles, after throwing their first interception of the ballgame.
Yeah, and some guys, you know they're going to want to try and get a big play right away and take control back. Others, they're going to look to hit a couple shorter passes, get a little momentum back that way.
But for the defense, that goal's not changing a bit. They want another pick.
You're exactly right about that. In fact, you got to watch them a little bit because in coverage, they may cut down their gap.
And now off to the races down the right side. And all the way in for a Miami touchdown.
Sometimes running plays hit or break so fast, there's no reaction time from the secondary. So I've got to give credit to the offensive line for creating that hole so suddenly. And how decisive was he to take that cut and just go? No one downfield there to stop it.
Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. Their drive last time, it stalled out. They were forced to take the short field goal.
And the key phrase, you nailed it, forced to, because you know coaches look at these short field goals as a last resort, right? To them, that's not how drives are supposed to end. You're supposed to put 6 on the board. That's a consolation prize. Like going to the county fair, you don't get the big stuffed animal on that one, do you?
No, you don't go top shelf. That's bottom shelf material. They'll begin on the ground with Jacobs. And nothing much materializing there on the 1st down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
Here's a play fake as they set up to throw.
And the timing a bit off that time as that one falls to the ground.
Well, he certainly did a nice job improvising there, extending the play, hoping someone would come open downfield, but they never did.
This offense so far on third down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 8. He'll look to throw. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. And the Dolphins are going to take possession of the football. A young quarterback, Charles, rolling to his right. I know he's right-handed, but is that one that maybe a veteran sticks in his pocket?
I think so, but you have to remember with young quarterbacks, it may take a few years before they get all the stuff out of them that they did earlier in their career or even in their college days when they were used to being dominant. In this case, the NFL veteran defense ended up winning the battle.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. In motion, Hill. From the 38, Tua. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. He's got it. Touchdown, Dolphins. Tyreek Hill, 38 yards. And the Dolphins are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Extra point up and good by Sanders. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. Well, still early in this one, Charles, but the last time this offense was out there, they threw their first interception of the ballgame, so trying to avoid repeating that mistake here on this drive.
And to put a positive spin on it, at least it happened in the first half and not in a close game in the 4th quarter, but you're absolutely right, partner. One of the last things this offensive quarterback wants to witness again in this game.
Kind of an obvious question, Charles, but anything you try to avoid after your first pick, or you say it's 1 interception, we're still in the first half, I'm going to do the same thing?
I think you want to avoid playing scared, and put it into the mind of the quarterback that you've lost confidence in him. Make sure you get some throws that he's going to be able to complete, make him feel good about himself, and continue to run your offense.
Now a 3rd down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete. I hate to say it, Charles, but the way that he has played in this first half, you just kind of hold your breath every time he drops back to pass.
Yeah, you might be holding your breath, but those guys on the defensive side of the ball, they've got big smiles on their faces. He's handing out picks like the people just leave the candy out at Halloween and you take what you want. They're having a blast out there playing against him today.
The Dolphins at the line, ready for their next drive. Well, the football changing hands here, and as this offense takes the field, Charles, they'd be fine with more of the same on this upcoming drive. Last time out, they found the end zone for 6.
And they're certainly hoping for more of the same, but the game plan, I doubt it'll just be a carbon copy of the last drive, because I think this offense is ready to break out some new wrinkles and try some new things that might be hidden in their playbook. They want to use that confidence to its advantage, while also keeping the defense from anticipating what's up next.
Ready?
To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Tua. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Well, they approached this drive with a lot of confidence after their last one ended up as a touchdown. But incompletions on their first 2 throws has them huddling up and trying to figure out a big play here on 3rd down to get their momentum going again.
And this will not get close to the first down marker as he's brought down at the 26. Now the Raiders going to go ahead and use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. And the punter Bailey on now as he sends this one away. This is taken at the 10. So a good punt, but a solid 12-yard return. And it'll be Raiders football, 1st and 10. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive. And they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, and this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
Running straight ahead is Jacobs. And some space here. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. 137 yards rushing for him as he has been tough to stop here this first half.
Exactly what they needed right there, because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off, because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
On first down, they go with Jacobs again. And he's across midfield and into Miami territory. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
Consecutive positive runs for him on the last 2 snaps. He certainly appears to be trying to put the offense on his back and just move them down the field when his number is called. The way he's running it, I keep going back to him.
And that play will go nowhere. Losing yardage back near midfield at the 49. The Dolphins going to take their 2nd timeout as the clock will stop with 45 seconds to go in the first half. They'll look to throw here. And the Dolphins rush gets home. Down he goes. Now the defense will burn their 3rd and final timeout. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. This is away and a very good kick angled for the sidelines. And they won't risk defending a return here. That one's out of bounds, and it'll be spotted at the 14-yard line. First down Miami as they get set to start the drive. And with a 3-score lead already, this is not time for a momentum change, so I'd imagine they'd be happy to just take this into the locker room. They'll bring a receiver in motion left. They'll indeed try to run it out as they start on the ground. And defensively, they're just looking to keep him contained as they're able to get him down. On 2nd down and 4, Tua. And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm. Incomplete. Now it's 3rd down.
Well, sometimes an incompletion is the right play, and he showed that he's learned from his earlier interception on that throw. Instead of forcing it, he just tossed it away.
They'll bring a receiver in motion left. Out of the gun on 3rd down, here's Tua. Under pressure, and down he goes. It'll be a loss of 8 on the sack, and it's going to lead him to 4th down. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we go up to Orlando now and hand it over to Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Coach. And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, getting set for quarter number 3 here. The Dolphins in front, and they'll be in possession of the football first as the second half gets started. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. A lane opens here. He's past the 30. Room to run at the 50. Still going inside the 30. And they are not going to catch him. He's in. Touchdown, Miami.
That was a special return, and it happened because he's a special returner. He has to have that approval from his special teams coach's head coach to bring it out of the end zone.
But let's be honest, a lot of times when they bring it out of the end zone like he did there, they don't have approval. I mean, I think a lot of times they do, but correct me if I'm wrong. Sometimes it's just a guy getting a feel, right?
You're exactly right. What's the old adage? Sometimes you just have to know when to break the rules, and if you do, you're taking on some responsibility, but he was happy to do so there.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started.
Well, CD, they certainly know the hole that they face as they begin the second half. They have to do what precious few teams have done in NFL history, and that's try to come back from a 4-possession deficit.
And, partner, you know, as that team gathers, they're saying to each other, you never say never, right? Because if you're on an NFL roster, That's how you have to think. You can always come back and win a ball game. And let's face it, we saw a certain Super Bowl, a 25-point lead late, that wasn't enough to put someone away. But that being said, this task is near impossible. Let's face it. And bottom line is, it officially becomes impossible if this possession is an empty one.
Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. And he is going to lose yardage here. Not what they had in mind there. That's going to go as a loss of 4.
Heck of a play there to get to him quickly and get him down for a loss.
I think they did a really nice job getting ready for this game, scouting, watching film, and understanding defensively what the play design was.
Only a yard on the gain there, and that'll set up 3rd and 13.
Well, that's not a run that's going to make any of the highlight tapes, but they've been moving it well all game on the ground. This is another one that keeps them moving forward.
Not an easy spot here. They'll be in search of 13 yards to try to pick up the first.
He'll drop to throw. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. Calling a gain of 3 on the play, and that'll bring up 4th down.
Excellent job there defensively. Gave up the underneath to the tight end on 3rd down, and they made sure that they did their job. Got him on the ground and prevented him picking up a first down.
And no return here. Where will they spot it? They say just outside the 20-yard line. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive.
And it's hard to imagine that the first half could have gone any better for them. So what's the approach here in the second half?
Just continue to play smart football because they got the other team down and they feel good about the position they're in. The obvious thing people would say is just keep attacking, but I think you also have to be smart about it. Avoid turnovers. That's about the only thing that can derail you at this point. Attack, but make sure you take care of the ball.
From up near the 40 now after the big play to start. Here's another 1st and 10. And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45.
126 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they are playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. Able to get the 1 yard he needed, but nothing more.
2nd and 1 if people want to run the football. This is where every back in the league is supposed to do exactly what we just saw there. Pick up the first down.
Now a first carry for their fullback. And this will be taken across midfield and into Raider territory.
The tackle there by Marcus Epps.
Good solid gain on first down, about what you'd expect from the big guy carrying the ball.
Go now. Opposite. 3.
On 2nd down, they'll run it here.
Let's give a lot of credit to the offensive line. They've been able to move the ball really well on the ground the entire game. And while that wasn't a huge one, that's okay. They'll take them in short, steady bursts.
They'll bring a receiver in motion right. Here's Tua. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And that is caught. Touchdown, Miami. Robbie Anderson. His first touchdown on the year.
And the Dolphins have taken a 5-touchdown lead.
Extra point up and good by Sanders. And the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter. Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back.
And he will find his man on the outside. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. They will run the draw with Jacobs. Room here to run. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And he will score. Touchdown, Las Vegas. Josh Jacobs, his 8th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Raiders are able to eat in just a bit to this sizable deficit. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And that'll cut the lead down a bit to 28. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. From a yard or two deep, here comes a return. Now a crease here as he's past the 30. And pretty good field position here. He's out of bounds right at the 35. First down Miami as they get set to start the drive. Still well in control of this ball game despite giving up that touchdown a moment ago. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. 149 yards rushing for him now as this sensational afternoon continues. Now a play fake. Here's Tagovailoa. They'll roll him out right. This is intercepted. And the Raiders are going to get the football back as time will run out in this 3rd quarter of play. So it'll be a change of possession on the turnover when we get back. Here's Jacobs on 1st and 10. And he'll get this up to the 30-yard line. Successful start to the drive, 17 yards, and moves the sticks.
We'll definitely see some open running lanes, and he's taking advantage of it right now, but that shouldn't be a surprise. Defense has the lead. They're playing for the pass first.
Now he's going to swing this one out to his running back. And he's out of bounds, able to take this one up to the 35. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And that's going to bring up 2nd down. They'll run right here with Jacobs. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. A loss on that play, and now 3rd down gets tougher. 3rd and 6. They'll set up a throw. Throwing middle, and it's complete. And he is going to have the Raiders' 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Well, this game was decided a while ago, and that completion there is going to artificially inflate his passing numbers. So right now, the only one really applauding probably his agent as he thinks about angling for a new contract.
And they went the wrong way there, losing yardage back at the 43-yard line. On 2nd down, Jacobs.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there, I'm going to tackle this guy. By the 4th quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down 4th quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently. Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. Got to try it here. He's back to throw. That's to his running back, complete. He cannot wiggle free. They stop him at the line on 4th down. The Raiders try it on 4th down, but to no avail. And this defense will take over right near midfield at the 49-yard line.
Ready?
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. He's going to take a shot right away for the end zone. He's got it. Touchdown, Dolphins. Tyreek Hill. He has career touchdown number 78, tying in with both Eddie George and Frank Gifford on the all-time list. And the Dolphins look like they're going to get back in the win column as they extend their lead in this fourth quarter. Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. Taken from about the 12. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. It's now appearing that this losing streak is going to continue. You know, the coaching staff was confident that this was going to be the game to stem the tide, but that just has not been the case. Looking deep for Adams. And my goodness, another interception. Picked up by Javon Holland. And the Dolphins are going to get it back here just past the 35. Good starting field position for the Dolphins as they have it 1st and 10 at their 36-yard line. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he puts his head down and gets up to the 42 for a gain of about 6.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
And good vision there as he's across midfield and down to the 45-yard line. 168 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long.
Check, man. Ready.
They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. They're going to snuff this play out behind the line. We have not seen that much today. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. On this day, the ground has been his, but at least on that individual play, we just saw the defense finally with a win.
Yeah, they finally got one, and that's a win for them, but all game long, he's seen the holes, and they've been huge for him. Kind of like a baseball hitter. In the zone, the ball seems bigger, and he's just whacking it. These guys, they've got it going today.
No gain that time, and it leaves them with 3rd and 11 coming up. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. The Raiders call on a nickel set here for 3rd down. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And he'll get this down only to about the 46. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it's going to leave him with a 4th down. The Dolphins will send out the punter now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. Fair catch signaled for and taken at about the 15-yard line. Officially just 27 yards there on the punt. And the Raider drive will start from deep in their own territory with a 1st and 10. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. Where we stand right now in the fourth quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. On 3rd down, here comes Jacobs. And he goes nowhere. He'll lose yardage back at the 17. Not at all what they envisioned on 3rd down. 3 yards in the wrong direction.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
One final shot. They'll look to throw. And a quick throw here. That's complete. But they're going to wrap him up as he'll go down well short of a first.
Charles, a lot of happy faces heading into the tunnel as this one ends, and understandably so. Not only did they get the win, but boy, their offense